Hey golfers, in this next video I'm going to be talking about hand path in golf downswing. Keep watching. Hi, it's Troy from hittingitsolid.com here. Thanks for watching. So we're talking about the hand path in golf downswing. Now there's two ways this is done. One of them is a more common one. Another one can work as well, and I'm going to show you both of these and which one I would recommend. So from a down the line camera angle here, there's two ways of doing this with the hand path. As we get to our top here, what I like to see the hand path do in the downswing is head more out towards the golf ball. Now I find when you can move your hand path more towards the golf ball in the downswing, makes it easier to shallow and get into a much better position to strike the golf ball. Now the opposite of that would be having the hands go more down and then coming across like that. Now there's a lot of players that also do that method in the downswing with their hand path, and that can work for them as well. But I find getting that hand path more out towards the golf ball, it's much easier for most golfers, especially if you're a mid or even a high handicap golfer. You'll find getting those arms to move out towards the golf ball much easier to shallow, and a lot more benefits will come of that. And one of the reasons is, and I'll just show you this in this angle here, and I'll just grab an alignment right here so I can demonstrate it to you. So if you're someone that likes to have the hands coming down like this, you've got to do a lot more work with your hands and arms on the downswing to sort of square up that club face like that. So if you're going down, you've then got to do a lot more with your hands and arms to get that club through the golf ball. Whereas if you can shallow, if you can get the hands to move more out towards the ball, you'll see the pointy end of this alignment stick is out towards the ball. It's much easier to get the club to shallow and get it on that great path. I'll just get rid of that for one moment. I'll just show you something to demonstrate what I mean. If I leave my arms up here at the top of the backswing, just putting no pressure on this grip and just making my arms come down, you'll see the club comes down very steep. If I rotate a little bit, the club is coming down very steep. So when you do that, you've got to do some sort of work with your arms and that, as I said earlier, to get the club face on a good plane to the golf ball. However, if you come to the top and I move my hands just towards the golf ball without putting any pressure on the club, watch what happens. Club just flattens down straight away, and this is me. I'm not doing anything with the club right now. It just wants to flatten out. As soon as I push the mass, the heavy part of the club here, it just wants to flatten out. I can shallow it out much easier through to the golf ball. So those are some real keys there for the hand path and golf downswing. Here's some more keys. Okay, here's some more keys for the hand path and golf downswing. Now, I mentioned about those hands going out towards the golf ball. Really important when you're doing that you're staying in posture. We don't want to be standing up, getting those hands going out too far, and then finding yourself in a position where you have to lift up and sort of give yourself a bit of room to swing the club through. Really important that when you're up here, that you push your pelvis back, you're making room for the hands and arms to come through on that hand path. Now this next bit is super important, so make sure you pay attention here. When your hands get roughly to about that rear thigh, where the club is parallel to the ground, so the hands are moving towards the golf ball, when they get right about that rear thigh, the hands will move in and the club will move on that nice little inside move towards the golf ball. So hands are towards the golf ball, right about parallel, hands move in, we're rotating at the same time, and we get in that great impact position there. So that is a super key move to help you get that hand path in a great position. Now the other part that ties in with this, gravity. Now this should happen naturally, but it's still important for you to understand as we get to the top, as the hands are moving out towards the golf ball, gravity will naturally see the club get lower. It's not something you're going to be intentionally pushing the club down lower, but if you've got a light enough grip pressure and you're holding the club nice and relaxed, it will naturally drop with gravity. That helps get the club shallow as well. We get to that position there, hands move in, we get into that great impact position there. So those are some keys. Next, I'm going to show you a simple exercise you can practice to get this built into your game. It's coming up. All right, here's a simple exercise you can do at home to get this hand path and golf downswing really built into your game. So grab yourself an alignment rod. If you don't have one of these, another club will work just as well. Now, as I mentioned in the first part of the video, the idea of this is attach this right beside the club, have at least a foot or so sticking out the end of the butt of the club here. Now the idea of this is, this gives you a really great visual when you're doing this downswing move. So as we get to the top, with that alignment stick, we can really see where it's pointing. Now ideally you want this pointing either at the ball or above the ball. We don't want it coming down in this direction here. Hopefully you can see that clearly on camera. We don't want that. We want out towards the golf ball, and then it moves in. Where a lot of golfers get in the strife with this, where they get shanks and heel shots, as I mentioned earlier, is they move their hands way too far out and they stand up in their posture and they get trapped and sort of come over the top and really expose that heel area there of the golf club. So super important. You stay in posture, hand path towards the golf ball, trail thigh and through. And doing slow rehearsals like this is great to really build this into your game. I highly encourage you to video your golf swing, even if it is just doing slow swings, just to make sure that pointy end of the alignment rod here is pointing at or above the golf ball, and that will get your hand path in the golf downswing in a really great spot. Now, super important, coming up, I've got another video that goes into detail about the golf downswing. This ties in with this really well. The two of these videos really go hand in hand, so it's a must watch. It's coming up. Do you want to know how to make an even better downswing? Click and watch the video on your screen now. It's going to go into more detail about how to make a great golf downswing, which ties in really well with this video. Do you want to know how to play even better golf? Consider subscribing to the channel. And remember, if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. I will get back to you. Thanks for watching. See you next time.